XconMedia.
Bonus or lack of sign bonus.
The amount of money
that he missed out on. I mean, you're talking about top 5 pick. You're talking about $30 to $40 million. And
welcome to XconMedia, man. Check this out. Like, comment, subscribe. We still talking about this Shedeur Sanders thing, man. And I heard a super interesting take. This is a take that I have not heard none in a couple of weeks that this has been going on. You know, it's plenty of theories. Was the NFL colluding? Did they play themselves? Did they overplay their hand? I heard Cris Carter, Hall of Fame wide receiver, Cris Carter, give his take, and it makes a whole lot of sense. Let's play the clip and tell me what you think.
All right. So what happened with Shedeur Sanders?
Well, a number of things happen. Every owner is very, very selfish. Now, why would I do something to my detriment? Like if I need a quarterback and I think this kid is it, what he didn't realize is the guys that have fallen in the draft before, they all had unusual traits. Like they had some superstar qualities to them. Now, some other things happened that made them fall, but Shedeur and his family, they overplayed their hand. Them thinking that he was in the same evaluation mode as Eli Manning, they didn't play that right. Them trying to narrow the teams that he was going to go to, that didn't do right. Not working out at the combine, that wasn't the right thing. His interview process, obviously he could have done a lot better in that. Well, the thing about it, they didn't draft him.
I know that.
So it's not the tape.
Okay, because the tape's good enough to get drafted early enough.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, his tape is good enough for him to be a first rounder. There's a number of things. It's not one thing. Last year when Deion interviewed for the Dallas Cowboys job, that did not help Shedeur. Now, it helped Deion get a new contract in Colorado, but long term it didn't help Shedeur because the Giants, they're coached in their last year, general manager in their last year. If they struggle, the Giants potentially, an option would be look at Deion as the head coach. So why would I draft a kid? Like they missed out on that. Like they obviously they didn't think this all the way through. And they don't believe his talent is generational. They do believe that guys are more athletic and guys have bigger arms. And they do believe he's been coddled. He's been coached by Deion his whole life. Yeah, let me talk football though.
Yeah,
there's a reason why a lot of dudes hold on to the ball too, is because the coverage has not revealed where the ball, and their anticipation is not as good as some of the other guys.
So sometimes he ate the ball is because he couldn't pick up the coverage prior to, and the defense outsmarted him.
Yes, and he likes guys to be a little more open before he lets it go, and he doesn't have a big-time arm. He's not a big guy. He's not overly athletic. So his measurables are not, say, first-round measurables, but he played football like a first-rounder.
But his tape's first-round tape. But his measurables are not first-round measurables.
Well, you don't play football all the time. You're a human being the rest of the time. And how you're going to be in the locker room, how he already came up with this line of merchandise, legendary, like he's already calling himself legendary. All those things are problems. And once the teams that weren't looking at starters, the makeup of a backup in the NFL is totally different.
I understand. I understand that he's probably not going to be fired.
The backup in the NFL, he doesn't have a media team following him. He doesn't have cameras following him. He doesn't have all these social media, all these things that they're doing.
But you wouldn't let that happen, right? The team wouldn't let that happen. If you're a back quarterback, wouldn't the team just say, you're not doing all this shit?
I mean, the contract situation, the signing bonus or lack of signing bonus.
The amount of money
that he missed out on. I mean, you're talking about top 5 pick. You're talking about $30 to $40 million. And then it sets you up for that next contract. They set you up for that option year. But right now, he's working check to check, man. Like, he's not going to get a big signing bonus. There's not going to be a big guarantee. Any day they want to get rid of him in the week, they can get rid of him. And it's hard to get to your second contract when you're working check to check. And it's really tough when they draft someone at your position, because only one quarterback plays. It's not like wideout. It's not like DB. And then in the third round, they drafted Dylan Gabriel.
Which, he's better than Shedeur. I'm asking.
So that was an interesting spin that I had not heard on it, man. Like, I watched pretty much all Colorado games last year, and I know a little bit about football, but sometimes the ins and outs of the things that go on inside of football, you have to see it and hear it from somebody that played the game at a high level. And Cris Carter, he knows the game. And for the things that they were saying about, how the NFL colluded, maybe this guy is really what they drafted him at. Maybe he is a 5th round pick. I mean, Deion Sanders, for a lot of people, a lot of you young people don't understand. This man is the reason why I became an Atlanta fan of all the sports. This man played for the Falcons and the Braves. And I just started liking the Hawks in the mix. So it just was all Atlanta for me well before I got to Atlanta. And Deion Sanders was a lot of flash, a lot of bling bling, all that stuff. And he was doing all of this stuff and putting up the numbers. Shedeur Sanders, yes, that is his son. However, if you're not living up to the hype, if you're not living up to all of the showboating that Deion Sanders did, you cannot command what Deion Sanders commanded in the 80s, 90s. You know what I'm saying? It's this dude, now he got drafted in the 5th round. If he got a lot to get through. If he is good, if he's everything that a lot of people think that he is, he will rise to the top. You got to look at a couple of quarterbacks. Tom Brady, 6th round draft pick, the best quarterback of all time. You know what I'm saying? So, and Shedeur has had a lot of coaching from Brady. So it's up to him. You know what I'm saying? But I just wanted to bring in a different take and a different spin. I don't know, and like I heard Cris Carter say in another clip, it's 32 owners out there. They wouldn't have been able to keep that collusion under wrap and key. So for all the people that think that he was colluded against, I don't think so. I just don't think that he is what most people think that he is. Now, do we want him to be successful? Absolutely. I love the Sanders household. You know what I'm saying? I hope he's very successful in his NFL career. I did watch every game when he was at Jackson State and at Colorado, and I like the dude. You know what I'm saying? So we will see what happens. Like, comment, and subscribe, please.
XconMedia.